Welcome to the Apex 3.2 Advanced Tutorial Preparation video, brought to you by M&S Consulting. This tutorial assumes that you have Oracle XE and Apex already installed on the computer, that you have downloaded the OEHR sample data file, and that you have rights to the admin account in Apex. The password that we will be using is on the screen, as well as the links where you can download the tutorial and the OEHR sample data. The full accompanying document for this video can also be found at the link on the screen. This tutorial will walk you through the creation of a new workspace and user for the purposes of doing the tutorials, as well as the importation and installation of the OEHR sample data required for all of those lessons. So, let's get started. The first thing we have to do is extract our OEHR sample data. So we're going to close this window and we're going to navigate to our File Explorer and select our sample data. And you can use WinZip or however you want to extract it, but we're going to use the internal one in Windows here. So we're going to go Extract All. And we're going to go tell it where we want to extract the files to. Tell it to extract. It just takes a moment. I don't need to see them, and then we exit. Now we're ready to actually work in Apex. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to load up our Apex homepage. You can also do this through the Start menu by Start, Programs, Oracle XE Edition, Start Database Homepage. As you can see here, that will drop you to the page that will be coming up on the screen here in a moment, which is the base Apex login screen. But what we need is the Apex admin. So we go back up to the address bar and we change it like so, typing in /Apex_admin. That will bring up the Apex administrator screen. Like so. Just going to log in using admin and our password. The first time you log in to Apex with the admin account, you will be forced to change the password, which is fairly simple. Enter the current password, and then enter the new password that you want to use. Now there is a security check that the system performs, and that's default for it. It checks it against the security regulations. In this case, it failed the security regulations. I did make it fail on purpose. It has a strong password requirement, which means that the password must contain at least one capital letter, at least one number, at least one special character, and must differ from the original password by at least 2 characters. So we type in the new, stronger password. We apply. Password changed successfully. We hit return, and it will make us log in again. We type in admin and then our new strong password. Log in. This is the main Apex admin screen. From here, what we need to do is we're going to be creating a new workspace. So we're going to go to Manage Workspaces, Create Workspace. We're going to give the workspace a name, and we're going to give it a brief description. Many of these screens and interface buttons that we're using will also be defined in a future video that introduces you to many of the screens within the Apex system. Okay, we now need to give it a schema name, as well as a password for that schema. You can choose to reuse existing schemas. For the purposes of this, I left it at the default of no. And then I'm going to give it a quota of 50 megabytes, since I know this is the only thing on this machine at the moment. Now we need to identify an administrator for this workspace. We are going to create a new workspace administrator. We can use as our developer account. So I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to give it a password. First and last name are optional, but you can put them in if you choose to. You do have to supply an email for this. It's how a user can re-find their workspace should they lose it. Due to the nature of the tutorial, I'm putting in a null email address. The system will accept it, but the actual address won't go anywhere. Then asks you to double check your settings and say create. And the new workspace has been fully created. Now, I'm going to take a quick moment and check under my Manage Developers and Users to make sure the new user was created, and sure enough it is there. M&S Consulting with a workspace and default schema of Consult. So now we can log out of the Apex admin, and then we can go click Login, and that will bring us back to the normal Apex. We need to type in the workspace, which is already there from a previous job that I was working on. Do need to edit the username though and give it the password. Click Login, and we're logged in. Now, in order to import the OEHR data, we're going to go to our application builder, and we're going to click Import. And now we're going to tell it where our import file is located. It's where we extracted it before we went into Apex. We're going to make sure we tell it that it's an application, page, or component export. And we're going to double check our file character set. When we're satisfied with that, we're going to hit Next. And it'll take a moment. It'll actually import the file and determine what it needs to do with it. It's going to ask if you want to install. Yes, we do want to install it. We click Next. This is the data and information about it. We need to supply it with a schema. So we're going to use the consult schema. Going to make sure that it's for run and build application as far as status. And we're going to let the system assign the application identifiers. I'm going to click Install. And this will run for a moment or two. We actually shortened it in this tutorial. It took about 4 minutes at this screen. That's where it says Installing Application. It's next going to ask if you want to install the supporting objects. You're going to say yes. This is the additional data that's required to make the sample objects work properly. And it asks us for one final confirmation to make sure that it's there. Click Install. And this again will take a moment or two. Okay, and it's installed. Now one last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check to make sure that it was installed properly. I'm going to check to make sure the tables were installed and that the sample base application was installed. So I'm going to click Home. Then I'm going to click SQL Workshop. You can either use the large icon there or the tab up on the upper right. I'm going to choose my object browser and then browse my tables. I'm going to look to make sure that there's the OEHR tables. And sure enough, there they all are. So I know that that part got installed properly. So now I'm going to back out, and I'm going to go over to my Application Builder homepage with the tab, and there it says OEHR Sample Objects. So the system has been updated and the OEHR data is installed. We hope you found this tutorial useful and easy to use, and we'll see you again.